I can't hear you.
Oh, what's good,
Mm-hmm.
man? Welcome back, man, to another edition of Heart of the City. You know what it is, man. It's me, your boy NYG Double Deuce, with my co-host, my main man, my big bro, Coach Ed Gladney, from Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports, man. And we here to talk about the heart of the city. All New York City area sports. Lot going on in the city, y'all, right now. But like I always like to do, I want to check in with my chat. I want to check in with my co-host, man. What's good with you, coach? How you feeling tonight, man? I know we're a little late, but you know what I mean.
Life happens, bro. Life happens, and it is what it is. So, but overall, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Um, ready to get at this. Got a lot to talk about. You know, I definitely want to talk about those hot topics. So, but what about you? How are you doing, bro?
Man, long day at work. I will say that. Had a little bit of a drive home, but other than that, I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling ready to talk sports. You know what I'm saying? That's what we
Hmm.
do over here, man. What's good with the chat though? What's up, man? Tommy, health and wealth. Health and wealth to you too, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. Daniel Berry, appreciate you, man. Always tapping in, showing support, man. What's good with y'all, man? Glad y'all here, man, rocking with us out, man, on a Tuesday night. But
Hmm.
we're gonna do things a little bit different tonight, man. And Coach Ed got something on his mind, man. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let him chop it up, go in on this topic. It's been a hot topic around sports.
Hmm.
So, without further ado, man, floor is yours, Coach.
Before we get into that, everyone, I thank everyone for being here. We appreciate you all. Um, just make sure you guys hit the like button on both of our channels, Unpopular Opinion Sports, as well as Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. Make sure you subscribe to each of us if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification so you always know when we post that content, and share on all your social media platforms. We really appreciate it. It helps us. It's free for you, and you'll be able to know when you hit those notifications when you get these great content coming from us. So, but what I want to dive into is um, the Caitlin Clark situation. And there's been so many different dynamics, layers, issues, opinions, people trying to skew it to so many different narratives. And I have a problem with it. Now, first of all, Kennedy Clark, Carter, it was a foul. It was a foul. You want to say it was a flagrant one? Flagrant one, yes. Okay. I have an issue with it. She started from behind because I always said that she got her from behind. It's not like she came at her face to face. You attacked her in that regard. But for people to try and make it number one about race,
It's always gonna go
yes,
there.
there's some racial components to it, and I understand. There are people and there are casuals who followed her, who are in Middle America, who relate to her. So it's she's drawing them in. The thing about the WNBA for years has always been about getting the numbers up, getting people in the stands, getting viewership. And I'm sorry, she's doing it. She's doing something that hasn't been done. For her to break Pete Maravich's record in terms of scoring in college basketball, that is something that and no one else has done. You want to talk about Michael Jordan? Everyone talks about, hey, he's great, and I'm not taking away from what he did, but he didn't do it. I mean, Melo didn't do it. Magic, Bird. I mean, you can go down the list. Shaquille O'Neal. You can go down the list. She did it. So you have to respect that part of her game. You know, look at her shooting. She's shooting like Steph from the logo. So to try and skew it that she's not talented, everything she's or most of what she's getting is because of the color of her skin. That's to me that's a slap in the face. That's a slap in the face to all the working women in the WNBA who have been there in the past, who have sacrificed. I've been there since day one, watching Rebecca Lobo and Lisa Leslie get the
Facts.
ceremonial first tap, and I was there. Teaspoon with the Liberty, Becky
Mm-hmm.
Hammy, Vicky Johnson. I can go um, to Houston where they had that dynasty there.
Yep.
I, there were women that put in and did so much, but to make it about race, that's a slap in all their faces. Now, I'm not saying there aren't some racial overtones across the league. Yes, are there some players who might be envious, even go to the point of being jealous? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, you know what? But that's your problem. That's the WNBA is a business, and what they're trying to do is draw money and bring more money in. And hello, let me say it to you like this. Let me get close to so you can see my ugly face. Caitlin Clark is giving you the opportunity to make more money. Think about that. She's giving you the opportunity to make more money. Now, I'm not saying kiss her ass. I'm not saying treat her like she's the holy girl. She's a rookie. You get at her. Yes. Treat all rookies. They've all said it. Chennai has said it. I mean, Candace Parker has gone through it. They've all gone through it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying don't give her the rookie treatment. Yes. But you also have to stop with the jealousy, stop with some of the over the edge antics that you're going and thinking that you know what she's too good or no, I'm sorry, she's not good enough. She's struggling, yes. She's adjusting, yes. She's going 1 month from college to the W, so you're playing with grown ass women, so there's a big adjustment. But stop thinking like, oh, because she's white, she's getting everything given to her. No, the young lady did bust her ass in college and she did benefit, and now she's benefiting. She's starting to reap the benefits of her craft. And people want to see her. People are wanting to pay to see her, which is why even though it's tough for the Fever right now, it played 11 games to start the season. So, yes, that's taxing on them. But guess what? People want to see them. They're paying money to see them. The TV channels are there viewing them. I've covered several of their games already. So yes, there are things that they need to do to be a better team. There are things that she has to work on. Yes, she talks trash. Well, talk trash back, damn it. I
It's
mean,
basketball, man. The best basketball players
please.
talk trash. I don't care who you are.
So,
I talked on the court. Jordan talked on the court. Kobe talked on the court.
Miz, all
It's
right.
basketball.
In that part, why no teammate? You want to? That's a valid argument. That's a very valid argument. Argument. I mean, you had Aaliyah Boston who was standing right there. I mean, she should have stepped in. Her other teammates should have came running back. That's a fair argument, and I that but it's that's not the only thing, that's not the only issue. Now what are the coaches also saying? Because if the coaches are telling them we can't overreact, we can't react back, we can't afford to lose you guys, or anything of that nature, we don't know what goes on in the locker room in terms of the coaches and telling them how to handle it. Caitlin Clark did a masterful job in her post game when she said, I just have to do better, I have to take it, and I have to understand that. And she's right. Now, as a fan, I don't like seeing that. That's not fair to her. You know, let her play the game. Yeah, you want to get physical, you want to run her off the screens and things of that nature. Okay, I'm with that. You know, and as far as not just the teammates, Miz, what about her coach? Because her coach could have said, okay, you know, Carter is guarding her and Carter is doing that. Let's run her off of some screens. Let's run and get physical back with her. You know, so it goes across the board. The league has to step up and do something about it too. They really do. They have to start. I'm sorry, they have to suspend some of these young ladies. You know, and now I will say this: Bob Costas did. If you didn't see the interview, he did make a valid point because I was even more enraged than I am now. But he did make a valid point because he did talk about the Angel Reese and what's her name with Connecticut. She got thrown. Not Angel Reese. I forgot the young lady from Connecticut got thrown out, and he said that wasn't talked about because that's black on black. Here you have a black on white, which most of Middle America sees, and they relate to that, which I do understand that. But the bottom line is the if you're going to call flagrant one fouls, call it across the board. Kennedy Carter should have got a flagrant one. Not because she's a black girl, because that's a play that is not needed in basketball. Period. You don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this narrative where we're all, picking sides. Some people are making it about politics. Now we're talking about look, you're going to lose the people that you're trying to bring in, the casuals. You're going to lose them because they're going to say, "This is what it is. I don't want to. I don't want to sit here and follow it." And the women's game is already having enough trouble getting viewership, getting the support. They're not lunatics like me. I'm going to follow them no matter what. But there are a lot of fans. There are a lot of people, not say fans, there are a lot of people who are just trying to see. And Caitlin Clark is bringing them in. They are. They're not Angel Reese. I understand what you're saying. Yes, it started with you and her in the championship game. That's a valid point. But you have to understand there are going to be black people, black young girls who might relate to Angel Reese, and that I get that. But they're also trying to get a full scope of people to come out and support, and that's also those in the middle America. A lot of white America. You don't like it, but that's the reality. A lot of them, that's where the money is. This is a business. This is entertainment.
Let me spit something to you, Coach.
Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead,
good,
bro.
good. Good. That was good stuff right there. Salute to Wells. I see you, bro. I see you, Miz. Appreciate you coming through. I see you, Tommy. Appreciate you coming through. I see you, Raphael. Appreciate you, brother. I see you, Jacob. Appreciate you, brother. Do we really? Is there an NBA comparison to this situation? An NBA comparison.
In terms of a player, because they're
Just a player. We were talking about the way she's being treated, or, whether on the court or in the media.
the closest. No, I'm going to say no. I have to say no. Because I would have said Michael because of the Jordan rules with Detroit, but the narrative was already set because you had Bird and Magic before him. So I can't say it's and the NBA was already thriving at that point. Here, the WNBA is not. I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm gonna Carter. I mean, I looked up her contract. Kennedy Carter is making $64,000 this year. The top player in the WNBA is making over 200, a little over $260,000 per year. That's it. But you have the NBA players making $50 million, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of, you know what, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, all these young ladies coming into the league. Bring the viewership in. Let's raise it in the league so our young ladies can stay here and make a good living. I'm tired of seeing some of our young ladies have to go overseas to make money.
But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened to her? Two things that I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Caitlin Clark is right. This is what you got to go through to be great. If you want to be a great player, you're going to have to deal with media. You're going to have to deal with adversity. You're going to have to deal with mad attention. And you're going to have to deal with hating people. People hating you. That's just is what it is. Nobody hates, people that's just regular. You know what I mean? It's not to that magnitude. When you're great, you're in the spotlight. What did they say? She's polarizing. Which means half like her, half hate her. For whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of players like that. But the second part of what I'm saying is they need this in the WNBA so bad. And they don't just need Caitlin Clark. They need a rival for her. They need they need the narrative to be stirred up like it is now. Because her just going out on the court scoring 40 is not going to do it.
Fair.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They need people to get roused up about things to draw attention to the sport. Because on the court is just not enough. People love drama. They love the headlines, the back and forth, the debates. You know what I'm saying? There ain't gonna be much debate if she's just going out on the court just playing regular old basketball. They need controversy.
There's controversy,
and the players are feeding into it, whether they know it or not. They're feeding into it, so it's all like a big brewing pot that's just gonna be great for the WNBA, especially when they go to get their new TV deal.
Now, as far as rival, yes, you're right. I agree with you. Playing up the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Okay, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I understand. Now, Angel Reese has to do her part. If Caitlin Clark is out there, because Caitlin Clark is leading rookies in scoring with I think 15.9 per
Mm-hmm.
game. So Angel Reese is not a scorer. I mean, she's more of a glue player. She does a lot of other things. So yes, you need the rival. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about all the other antics that you're doing, like the Kennedy Carter, which also leads to my other issue when you have, if those of you who did not see the clip with Stephen A. on First Take with Monica McNutt, and that led him to when Monica McNutt was basically checking him, she even shut him down. He had nothing to say, but then later on he comes back with his his argument that he made, or his the perception that he made Monica McNutt, because he makes the statement, did you ever hear Monica McNutt before she basically came on to First Take?
First take.
I've been following her since she was at Georgetown, because I used to watch her come up to the area to play Seton Hall and to play St. John's. So I knew about her. Was I deep into her? No. But then her path that she's taken. I mean, it's like Madeline Burke with the Giants. She's with the Knicks, and what she brings to the table and everything. For me, when Stephen A. Now, if you want to say on a national level, okay, because his platform is there, he's given them the opportunity. But don't make it seem like, they weren't going to make it themselves, because
Well, who's giving Stephen
McDonough.
A. the opportunity?
Exactly. They all.
It's
Sometimes it's
all a snowball effect.
exactly.
Everybody got a
If you move,
boss. You know
you
what I'm
move
saying?
forward. You move forward. You're supposed to reach back and pull somebody with you. But don't think that just because you're pulling them forward, they haven't done work to get where they're at right now. See, I have the issue now. Y'all never hear me speak out on Stephen A. Never. People say they lost him. As far as the Knicks fan, I might say, yeah, he's not a true Knicks fan to me. That's about it. But because I appreciate what he does and the opportunities, the people that he's brought onto the show, whether they're black or white. I appreciate that. But
I
don't
mean,
make
he
it
has
seem
his
like
purpose. You know what I'm saying?
he has
He
his
plays
purpose.
his role.
Don't
I
make it
mean,
seem like you're the almighty and you're the reason why everyone is prospering. Only no. These people put in work to get there. Now you gave them an opportunity on a big platform, but I'm sorry, she's with the Knicks. You don't think she was going to become national? Look at Mike Breen. I mean, Mike Breen worked his butt off being with the Knicks, and they pulled him into the national spectrum. So that's my issue when people do that. And now it becomes an issue where it looks like you're attacking women, because he talked about her. He talked about Andrea Carter. I watched her at Tennessee and her coming up. He talked about Chene. I mean, we all know she was a number one overall draft pick. We know what she did with the Sparks over there, being into two All Stars, winning a championship, being there with her sister, go and what she did at Stanford. So that's my issue. You give them an opportunity, but do not make it seem like, oh, they became known just because of Stephen A. and First Take. That's BS.
yeah.
That's BS.
But
Thank
here's
you,
the
Wells. McNutt on Barton Hahn too. Also,
yeah. Here's the thing too, though. When you sign up for that type of job, that's what the territory comes with. You know what I'm saying? It's a male dominant.
yes, I
You know what I mean?
understand
I
that.
mean, that
Yes,
is what it
that's fair.
is. Is it fair? No, ain't nothing
No,
fair.
no. I mean, the argument that it's a male dominated industry. Yes, that's a fair
Yeah,
argument.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And should nobody be mistreated, but is it mistreatment? I mean, you have to I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. All speculation. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to come up on my platform and act like I know everything. You know what I'm saying? I have ideas, but I don't know. So I can't accuse. But what I can say is that, look, if you're on TV and you're on a debate show, this thing's gonna happen like that. Things gonna happen now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like I said, I don't know what they did behind the scenes or behind closed doors, But things happen like that because of what I said earlier. It's a male dominant industry.
Yes, and you're right about that. All I'm saying is, first and foremost, yes, and you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a girl dad. Yes, I raised as a single dad, raised three strong black women, and I'm proud of that. I am
I
proud
have
of
a
that.
daughter too.
I
I mean,
exactly,
I'm not arguing against women
but
or for women. I'm just
no, no, no. I
saying,
know you're not.
like,
I'm not, I know you're
things
not.
sometimes things just have to be what they are. And fair is fair. But things ain't fair. Because a lot of times women get treatment that men don't get in a reverse type of way. And
Yeah,
now
that's
you
true.
see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, yes. Always,
So
it's always been like that.
it's always a two-way street. So I don't want people to get roused up, even about
Oh,
Catlin Clark or whatever. But just look at it for what it is. It's making money for the league, and it's putting women in the
fair.
spotlight.
That's fair.
Now,
It's
whether
just it.
whether how it happens, I see that's your point. You know what I mean? I see your point.
Yeah,
It's
that
how,
that's
but the end goal is there, coach.
no, and you know what? I am trying to get to the end goal. I really am. Yes, I want everyone to come in, appreciate the game first and foremost. These women, they work hard. Let's support them and let's bring this level of sport up so these women can get fair opportunities. I don't want. I'm tired of seeing our women go overseas to try and make a living. Why are
But
they not able
To
to do it
Tommy's
here?
point, that's why they're on first take. And when you're
Well,
on first take, that's what comes with first take. We all know, man. I watched first take for years. I watched Stephen A. for years. I've always thought he was an asshole. I don't know the man, but just the way he speaks like an asshole. So I can see him saying something or taking something out of context like that because that's who he is. And guess what? That's who ESPN needs him to be. They need him to
mhm.
be controversial in one way, shape, form, or the other. He does his job perfectly. I give him credit for
I
that.
don't get. Look, there's one thing I said about Stephen A. Okay, to be honest with you, I don't think that's his real persona. I think that's an acting job that he's
That's
doing.
what I've heard.
I've
You know what
heard.
I
I've
mean?
when you see him off the script, he's more mellow and he's to himself in a sense, and that's fine. I don't begrudge him what he's done. My point being is, don't make it seem like, you know what, I'm the one that made you. You ain't make these women. I'm sorry. You gave them an opportunity. You gave them an opportunity, but they worked hard to get there to make to have that opportunity. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's not just first take because they're on the NBA side too, and they're doing their thing over on the NBA side. So it's not
The
like,
ghost.
oh,
Peace, bro.
because they were on first take they made it. No, I'm sorry. These women got into the industry and they worked their way up one way or another. It's a great opportunity on first take, yes. But Stephen A, don't to me that's an insult to the women that are out here working hard. That I just see it like that. And that's you can't make me back down off of that part right there. Now him contributing to help them grow their brand, yes, he's done that. And I think they appreciate that.
But it's
But
not
it
even
just
Stephen A. It's the network.
no, but
ESP.
it happened
You see what I'm
because of the
saying?
confrontation between Monica and Stephen A. And then afterwards, the next day, he came on basically saying, "Y'all ever know her before being on first take?" Yeah, I did. Now maybe I'm in the minority, but I knew about all three of them being who they are. I knew what they were doing, and I saw them in the NBA spectrum covering the men's game. So it's not like they were it was first take that allowed them to go to the NBA Live, I believe the show is. I think it's the other way around. So, but that's how I see it in terms of the Caitlin Clark, and then the way that we're in a sense treating our women, because we need this sport is beautiful. All sports are beautiful, and we need to grow it here in the country. I don't want us to end up losing that what is being built right now, because you're getting a nice spell behind them. Yes, Caitlin Clark is because she's the number one in what she did, and a lot of white people relate to her. And you know what? If I'm smart, I'm going to capitalize on that. I'm sorry, that's business. I'm
But
capitalizing on that. But
let
now,
me
Angel Reese,
to
yes, there's a
to
part that
the
she can play, and Cardosa, Camila Cardosa, all of them.
mm-hmm.
And like you said, to your point, you want the rival. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is the money cow, but don't treat her like, you know what, she's being given everything. Just like she's out there getting the rookie treatment, she's getting so she's earning it, and that's my point.
They're mad because she's getting the attention, man. Look, bottom line is, man. Look,
Hold on, I'll be right back. Somebody's at my door.
you good, you good, you good. What are we dealing with here? You know what I'm saying? We dealing with a women's league, and the people we're talking about,
He's getting on my
you know,
motherfucking.
are colored women, and naturally, there's gonna be some type of bitterness there off top.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing of it is, she she's a player. The
Mm-hmm.
attention she get comes from the fans and the media. She's not creating it herself, per se. They're
Mm-hmm.
creating it. That's why we're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark didn't come out there and say, "Hey, yo, she bumped me. Why y'all ain't talking about this?" She just went on and kept playing basketball and did her interview and was like, "All right."
Mm-hmm.
And then ESPN blew it up. So, again, and to your point, before I lose my train of thought and then we can move on,
Mm-hmm.
just like we had athletes that we looked up to growing up,
Mm-hmm.
so do white people. That's
Mm-hmm.
only fair. If a little white girl in Idaho looks up to Caitlin Clark, I mean, who you wanted to look up to? Candace Parker? I mean, what are we talking about here? People look up to the people that relate to them, that look like them, that come from the same neighborhoods, that eat the same type of foods. This is who we are as a people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
But
get
that's how
mad
you
at
draw
that.
it in. And that's how you draw it in for the business purpose. And that's my whole point. You're hitting on exactly what I'm talking about. You draw them in. How are they doing it? Because they relate to it. And yes, you're right. Like
Mm-hmm.
what I said earlier, little black girls can relate to Angel Reese. The Bayou Barbie. Yeah, they like her style. I love when they do
Right.
the pre-games with the dresses and whatever, all that good stuff. I appreciate I appreciate all that.
That's DJ's
So
phone. Oh, she's stupid.
yeah. So I appreciate all that. So, and to your point earlier about the rivalry and all of that, that builds up and draws more for the business. But don't, like with Carter, and you know what? It is still a bat on the court. So let them handle it on the court per se. But don't also forget that, you know what? Y'all need each other. Y'all really need each other. And Caitlin Clark is bringing in the people. So you play your game. So now, guess what? The people watching her may see you and say, "Oh, I like her too. I like her game." You know how many times I've watched a Liberty game and see somebody on another team and I'm like, "Oh, I like her game. I like her
Mm-hmm.
game. I appreciate her game." That's the point. It doesn't matter if she's black or
What's
white.
good,
It's
Cave?
about their game. So, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we can go on about this all night. So I know we
Hey,
got to move on.
Coach get fired up, man, about the women, man. But I like that passion, man. We need more of that in the community. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, my brother. You always bringing the
Hmm.
heat. You know, I give you a little bit of pushback, but ultimately I agree totally with what you're saying, man. We need more of this. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Bottom line, bro.
Hmm.
Straight cheese. All right, let's update the scores here. Um,
Yankees won.
Yankees won, Mets won. Good job. Mets 6-3 over the Nats. Let's see what we got here. Let's pull
New
up the
York and
box
Chicago's tied at
score.
61 right now.
Okay, looks like they got a homer from Bader. You got Peterson with the dub. 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks. For your Metis. And for the Yanks, what we got? I didn't watch these games. I was on the road. I have been watching Yankees games though. Oh,
Hmm.
there it is. Um, Gill's Lewis Gill got another win. He's 8-1. Dude's balling, man. Like 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, no earned runs, 1.82 ERA. Like, stop it. And we about to get Garrett Cole back. This might be it, man. I hope this is it. This is the year, man. This is the year. But Torres with a homer, his 5th. Stanton with a homer, his 15th on the year. And Yankees get the 5-1 win over the Twins. So that is your baseball update. As far as the baseball news, it's not a lot going on between the Mets and Yankees. The Yankees are expecting Garrett Cole back. He did have a rehab start in Double-A. Looked pretty good.
Down the Trenton,
yeah. So he should be back soon. And with the way Gil is pitching, and you got, Cortez, Rodon. I mean, we might be all right. I still think they need to add some pitching. Ultimately, you can never have enough pitching. Pitching is like cornerbacks in the NFL. It's just like you can't never have enough of them, like defensive DBs. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely need that. And with the Mets, man, like I was telling Coach, I was watching the Mets game last night because there wasn't nothing else on, to be honest with you. But yeah, they almost blew it. They almost blew the lead to the Nationals, man. I think they was up 8-4, and ended up winning 8-7. Nationals put up 3 in the bottom of the 9th. So Mets got to get better. And it's gonna be a long road, man. It's gonna be a long road. We're gonna talk about the top teams in New York here in a little bit, man. And the Ets is struggling right now. And I'm talking Nets, Mets, Jets. The Ets. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle, man. But that's it for the baseball. Let's get into some NBA, man. NBA news. Knicks draft trade rumors. And it looks like the Knicks aren't going to pick 2 players in the NFL, in the NBA draft. They got 2 picks, back-to-back picks, I think. But they're not going to...
Yeah, it's 24, 25.
They're not going to use those picks because they have no need for 2 extra rookies. They don't have the spots. You know what I'm saying? To play those guys. So the Knicks will be looking to make a trade, probably, for those draft picks. Now, who? I know everybody want Bridges, but I'm going to get to the Nets here in a little bit. I got a lot to say on the Nets tonight. I know everybody want Bridges, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Who else do you think, to help your Knicks coach, that you could pick up for these 2 draft picks? 2 first-round picks, back-to-back.
I've heard so many different stories. I've heard about marketing, but I've heard it's 3 more first-round draft picks and Julius Randle. And I'm like, no. I've heard Mitchell Robinson included with 3 draft picks. And I know Tibbs, he does not like a lot of young players. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
And he ain't the only NBA coach, man. NBA coaches, most coaches got a short shelf life, man. And you need to pick up wins. And you can't usually do that with developing players. So,
But as far as the Knicks, in terms of trade, right now, to be honest with you, I get it. But you're worrying about trying to re-sign OG and Hartenstein first. I'm going to be brutally honest. You're probably more focused on that. If you can trade those 2 and get someone, fine, no problem. but it's also not about trying to sell the farm. I mean, yes, you want to. You're trying to win. You're in that win mode now, but you're also trying to not. I personally don't think you want to trade away your future. Now, if you want to get one draft pick, I mean, draft one first rounder, fine. Because I'm gonna be brutally honest. Okay, if you lose Hartenstein and let's say a Josh Edie is sitting right there, do the Knicks take him? I
Uh,
mean, I mean,
well, yeah, I don't know. You okay? This is the New York. This is their current roster entering the draft: Charlie Brown Jr., Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Miles McBride, Bogdanovic. I don't know
if
how
they
you
pick
say
up
this
his,
dude's name. Mandi.
yeah, he's a two-way player.
Yeah, Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. And then your free agents are, of course, OG, who you're probably going to
G.
bring back. I would imagine Hartenstein, who they looks like they want to
Mm-hmm.
bring back too,
Precious Achua.
and Precious Achua. And you got
Um,
Jericho Sims,
mm-hmm.
Jeffries, Milton, Washington, Burke, and then
Mm-hmm. So I
so
mean,
you
it's a
don't have
catch.
no real room to add a player. You know what I mean? In the
Well,
draft.
when you say add a player, I mean add a young player. You can draft one young player because you also have second. I think they have a second rounder too. So, and that's why I'm like, you know
They
what?
do. They got
There's,
38, pick 38.
yeah. So it's like, all right, I get
That's
it,
a high
but
second rounder too.
who you going to get? See, that's the thing. Because if you're bringing someone in, is it going to be a starter or is it a reserve? Are you trading two first round picks for a reserve? I mean, me,
I, who are you gonna bring in to start?
no, that's what I'm saying.
And who are they
Because
starting over?
right now, your starters going into next year, if you re-sign OG, is going to be Mitchell Robinson, it's going to be Julius Randle, OG, Dante DiVincenzo, and then Brunson. That moves. That means that move. That means that move. That move. Hello. That means you're moving Josh Hart to the bench.
To the bench, yep. Which is better.
Now,
He's suited for.
Hartenstein. The question is with Hartenstein. Now, say for example, OKC, because they can offer him the money. If they offer him $20 million a year, the Knicks can only offer him 16. That's it. I think it's a 4 year, $72 million tops they can offer him.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, if he wants to stay in New York and he's willing to take that, fine, great. But if I can't be mad at the man if somebody's offering you 20 mil, 4 years, 20 million a year, and you want to leave, bro. Do what you got to do because you still got to
And
think about.
he's Hartenstein is
I think
he'll
it's
be backing
26,
up Mitchell Robinson. Who you just said. He'll be a backup.
and that's the other thing too because Mitchell is like 14, 15 mil, and then you got your backup at 16. So it's like, do you really want to? So it's a catch 22. So now that's why I said if Hartenstein
But you
leaves,
do
do
need the
you?
size though. You need the
And
size
that's why I
because
said
yeah. You know who you're going up against in the Eastern Conference? Giannis and
yes,
Embiid.
yes.
You know what I'm
Which is
saying?
why I said what I said about which I don't think he's going to be there. I think he's going to move further up. But if Zach Edey is sitting there at 24, I'm sorry. If you lose Hartenstein
I don't
and
know
Jericho
what the
Sims,
infatuation with Zach Edey is.
Zach Edey, because of his size and his offensive game, he
But he's
has issues on.
slow. And good centers are just going to drag him out of the paint
Yes, I know
and
on the
abuse him.
defensive end. On the defensive end, now yet you could say the same thing about Mitchell at times with good 3-point shooting as centers and
Yeah,
athletic centers.
it does. But Mitchell Robinson is way more athletic than Zach Edey. I think.
yeah, but the thing about it is, people forget the kid is 7'4", 300 pounds. He does have good play with good footwork. He does very well in the low post. His shooting range is probably because I was surprised. It is a lot deeper than what people are giving him credit for. So he makes up for it on the defensive end, which now defensively, what does that do? It forces teams to collapse, which now, and he's a good passer. So now he can kick out to guys who can get 3-point shots. or open shooters. So he helps you offensively, where defensively you can do things to help him out a little bit more. Even if it's at times you got to play a little bit zone and depending on the matchup. Yeah,
Yeah.
some are going to pull
And
him out.
he's a match up type of player to me. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So you're gonna play him based on the matchup. Because when you get these teams that play a little bit smaller,
Mm-hmm.
he's not. It's gonna be hard because he can't switch, bro. And that's what I'm saying. In the NBA these days, you got to be able to switch because it's so much pick and roll. It's damn near all pick and
Mm-hmm.
roll. You know
Pick
what
and
I'm
roll.
saying?
Exactly. And think of it, just like you said, teams that are smaller, they're going to collapse, they're going to foul, or it's going. So that's why some play teams and some people are infatuated with him. Now I'm
Yeah.
not. That's why I said, and he's also coming off the bench. I'm not talking about as a starter. I can
Okay.
see him
Okay.
developing behind Mitchell Robinson. Now
Okay.
you get two different. Mitchell Robinson's defensive side. He's on the offensive side. So now there's different
Okay.
things.
It make a little bit more sense now that you say it like that. Yeah.
That's why I said if now that's only if you lose
I'm thinking
Hartenstein.
about it the way like um Leaf and them is thinking about it like he like for the Nets, like he gonna come in and beat his
Oh, no, no, no,
nah, bro. I'm not with no
no,
man.
no, no, no,
No.
no, 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 no. That's why I'm saying he's coming off the bench to help the Knicks in the second unit.
Off the bench, yeah, good
Think about
role.
him and
Yeah.
Josh
And
Hart
you
on the
don't want
pick
to
and
play
roll.
him a
No,
bunch of. You don't want to play him a 30, 35 minutes a
no,
game. That dude's
no.
300. Man, you're gonna wear his knees out. Pause. Like, bruh, that's not a. I'm telling you, big centers like that, you got to be careful. You know they
Exactly. No,
carry
I'm with
too
that.
much weight.
I'm with that. That's off. That's off. Thank you. I'm with
Yeah,
you. I'm sorry.
Robinson can't stay healthy. You think Zach Edey will be able to? If he playing the minutes that Mitchell Robinson is playing,
But think
I don't
about
know, man.
the
I
only thing
haven't
I would
seen a
say.
big man like that really, really stay healthy in the NBA for a long time since the old days with Pat
Yeah,
Ewing and all them, Shaq
yes.
and all them cats. This NBA, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm skeptical. Not saying Zach Edey is a bad player.
No, I
I'm
think
sure
he's
he
going to
can
do
help.
well.
So I think he's perfect in for what you were talking about, Coach, as far as using him, to come
Damn.
off the bench, in spots, man, to give you an offensive boost that Mitchell Robinson can't. Um, what's good with you, Earl? Man Cave was good. He said if the Knicks keep the picks, they should pick 7-foot center out of Indiana, Kill Ware. And
I
then
think
he
it's
says 6'8", small forward defensive demon Ryan Dunn out of Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah.
Forget Mikal Bridges. He's not worth the draft picks.
See,
Yeah,
that's the
I
thing
mean,
with the young players that you're talking about too. They just give you depth pieces because your starting five to me is set. If you bring back OG, that's my whole point. You still have Bogdanovich. You're still going to pick him up too, and you're going to pick up his 19 mil, and you're going to keep him because if you can still use him as a trade asset. So you still have guys there. And then what happens with Precious Achua? If he does agree to come back at a reasonable rate, now you bring him back. Your bench now is solidified where you still have young guys there. You can develop them, bring them along slowly, and you can still compete for what you need to do. So it's a give or take. I'm not of the mindset, oh, I want to trade away the true draft picks. That's me. I'm just not. If you want to trade away one, and what do you get? Everything I've been hearing is also including Julius Randle. I'm like, no, you know me,
if
NYG.
you want a
I was
star, you gonna have to include him in the deal.
okay, but
And what
what
you're
star
saying,
out there?
coaches, I don't know. This is
That,
why we having conversations.
no, I'm
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
there to me.
I don't know.
Excuse me. There is no real star out
Y'all
there.
want Bridges, but
I
if
don't
I'm
want
the
Bridges.
Nets, which I wouldn't deal with the Knicks, but hypothetically speaking, if
No,
I'm the
I get
Nets,
it.
I'm not doing a deal without Julius Randle. Are you kidding me?
No, I get the Nets
I'm gonna
perspective.
make
You're
y'all
right.
pay.
Yes, no, but see now, my thing is this: if you do that,
If you
that
want
means
my
you're
best
saying
player, I'm gonna make you pay. I'm gonna
that
make you
means
pay.
you're playing OG at the 4, and I'm like, no, I want OG at the 5. I mean, at the 3. I want him at the
He's better
3.
at the three.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you have Julius because Julius also helps you offensively a lot more. I'm sorry than Miles and Mikal Bridges would. Because he can go down in the low posting and post up down there. He's a 3-level scorer. So and you know me. Anybody knows me. I was big. I was hating on Julius Randle. And this season, I've seen how they used him and what he does and how important he is to what we're trying to do. And I'm like, no, you don't trade him. You don't trade him. No. And he fits well with Brunson. He could take the pressure off of Brunson. Brunson doesn't have to do all the scoring now. You got 20, what, 22, 23, and 10 from Julius Randle right there alone. No, you don't trade Julius Randle. That's why.
I think what you really need is a consistent third scorer. I don't think you have that.
No, we don't. We don't.
And that's where the
OG.
picks and that's where the picks is. OG is a 3-and-D player. Good player, but I wouldn't rely on him to be like a consistent scorer. With them 2 draft picks can get you, and it's report that the Knicks are looking to move both picks.
I know. I heard you.
That can help facilitate a trade for a third scorer. And again, they want Bridges, but is Bridges gonna be that consistent third scorer? He hasn't been on the Nets. He hasn't been on the Suns. You need a guy that can put up like buckets. Because you got defensive players. You got Mitchell Robinson. You got Hart. You have OG. You know, they're all solid defensive players that can play.
You're right. You're right.
That can play multiple positions. You need to give Brunson some help, and it can't just be Randall. You know what I'm saying? It has to be another player. You know,
I'm
probably
with you.
more so. Yeah. You know
I'm with you on that, and that's the reason why I say now. If you're just talking about now, if you tell me Bogdanovich and two first round draft picks will get me marketing, I'm doing that right now. I'll trade both those draft picks and Bogdanovich. Hey, if you talk about putting Jericho Sims or I even hate to say it, Miles McBride, if you would say put him in there in the trade, I'll do that to get marketing because marketing can be your third scorer. He can even come off the bench. He's 7 foot. So he helps the second unit. He can hit from 3. He can play down low. And he's not a defensive liability. Oh, what a shot! Sorry. Sabrina's UNESCO.
78-68 Liberty with the lead right now.
In
in the fourth quarter. We'll be giving you the final score here in just a little bit. About 6 minutes left. Let's talk about the Nets here a little bit. Now, the Nets situation is completely different. I mean, it's a god awful mess, but there's a little bit of hope here. So let me lay it out for you. I've been doing a little bit of deep diving on the Nets. The Nets don't have a pick this year. Okay, but they can trade into the draft. You have Dorian Finney-Smith, who you can trade for a pick, and then you have what's the other cat's name that they Schroeder. So you know what I'm saying. So you do have players you can move to get into the draft. Now the big rumor is Bridges for number 3 with the Rockets.
Yeah, I saw that one. I sent you that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been monitoring that one too. So it's like here we go again dealing with the Rockets, the same team that robbed you, trying to get you again.
Yeah, to me, Houston has to include more than just the number 3 pick.
Of course.
So for me, it would be what's his name? What's their
Green?
Yeah.
Jalen Green, yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Green.
That's who they was trying to trade to us earlier this year for Bridges. The Nets was like, nah. But now they got the 3rd pick, which is the Nets pick. But now they want to give it back to him for the player you got for trading Kevin Durant. Remember, Bridges and Cam Johnson is who you got in that Kevin Durant trade. So whatever you do, it's all going to come back to that Kevin Durant trade. So you better make this work. If you can't make it work with Bridges, because he can't play with Cam Thomas, that's a whole nother story. Because Cam Thomas is a pure scorer, or what they say. And what I mean by a pure score is he can score in multiple ways. Off the dribble, from three, pull up, drive, dribble drive, free throw. Like, dude's just a pure scorer. But that's all he is. He doesn't give you much as far as facilitating the basketball, and he doesn't give you quality defense. So you need a player that can play opposite of Cam, which I think, and I've been saying this, they need to go out and get a true facilitating point guard that can play defense and set your backcourt up. Set your backcourt up. If you want to keep Cam Thomas and if you want to move Bridges, at least set your backcourt up. Go get a point guard. You're going to pay Nicholas Claxton. So that's your center. That's your long-term center. You still got Clowney and Sharp. So you have depth at the position. You need scoring. You need more scoring. Bridges ain't giving it to you. Cam Johnson damn sure ain't giving it to you. Neither is Nicholas Claxton. Only consistent scorer is Cam Thomas. So you're also going to have to add another scorer. Because what you don't want to do, and here's where the future comes into play. The Brooklyn Nets have a pick swap with the Rockets. That's how they get around that Stephen rule. Or Stephen rule, whatever it's called. It's with the pick swaps. So by them having the pick swap, they was able to trade all them consecutive picks. So basically, if you are back in the lottery again, and say the Rockets are in the play-in or make the playoffs, they're just gonna swap the pick with you. You're just gonna get the lower pick, and they're gonna be back in the lottery again. So what you want to do is you want to finish better than the Rockets. So you at least need to put out a somewhat competitive team this year. Somewhat competitive. We know it's not going to be like playoff. It'll be more like a play-in team, friends playoff team, maybe, if they want to play in game. That's what I'm looking at for 2024 to 2025. Now, the other thing is they have a pick swap with Phoenix. And so they have Phoenix's pick, and then I think they have the pick swap in 2026. Because the Nets don't own their own first-round pick till...
You said 29, I think you said.
28. I think it's 28.
Okay, 28.
Where they get their first-round pick is unbarred. Like, they don't owe it to nobody. But I think... Let me look this up real quick. I think they have a pick swap.
Tell me my Rockets do not want sorry-ass Bridges.
Bridges ain't sorry. He's just not. I don't think. I just don't know if it's gonna work with Brooklyn. I don't know. I'm skeptical. But it's a lot of skepticism with this team. Yeah, it's not going to show the Phoenix pick swap here, but they do have a pick swap with Phoenix, I think, and that's where you want to. That's where you want to get. That's where you want to try to pick up. Some players. You need to draft. You're not gonna fix this thing doing what you did 2 times over, like the third time's a charm. You're not gonna do it again. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's just bad business practice. So you have to, start being competitive. And the way you do that is through the draft. All these teams getting built right now in the NBA was through the draft. Didn't Jokic and Murray come through the draft? Clay, Steph, Anthony Towns, and Edwards. Like all these good teams right now, Embiid was drafted. Giannis was drafted. You need to hit in your draft picks. And the best way to do that in the NBA is to be in the lottery. And you would have been in the lottery for consecutive years now. But guess what? You went belly up and gave all your picks to James Harden. G, what's good with you, Lou? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Let me throw you the link in the Twitter chat. But, Coach, what you think, man? Would you trade Bridges or would you build around Bridges? That seems to be the question we got to try to figure out.
Build around him? I'm sorry. It's build around him. No, he's not. He's not your number one, and that's the issue with the Nets. They don't have that true number one. You could talk about Cam Thomas, but he's just a scorer. He's not. He's not the one who's going to take the bull by the horn. Yeah, he's going to score, but he's also not going to lead the team. He's not going to help others be better players. You know, he's
not right now.
He's what I call he has mellow-itis. I'm sorry, he has mellow-itis. That's exactly who he is. He's Carmelo Anthony, except he's a guard, and he's not going to help you get better. Bridges is, if you want to say he's a number 2 or number 3. Why? Angel Reese is leaving. I don't know what happened. Did she get thrown out? But yeah, Bridges is, if you want to say he's a number 2.
I kind of hope they do trade him to Houston, Tommy, since you calling him trash. Give me my draft pick back, son.
If you want to say that, he's a number 2, okay, fine. I'm with that. Okay, they're replaying the play.
Yeah, he's a number 2, but look, you don't really have a star right now. What you're trying to figure out is who are the pieces you're gonna build with? Maybe not around, but with. I guess that's a better question. Like, who are you gonna build with? Because there's nobody really on the team to build around, unless you go trade for Donovan Mitchell, and then he ain't gonna have nobody. He's gonna be by himself. So again, and that's the other rumor that keeps coming up. It ain't Mitchell, it's Darius Garland.
Yeah.
So,
and that's like you always talked about, and I've looked at it, and I've seen, and I know what you mean about the Nets and what they've done. They're in that quandary right now. They're in that hole where it's like, where do you go? What do you do? Because you're right. I mean, and to be honest with you, if it's a trade for draft picks, you need somebody who's willing to trade with you. And everyone in the league knows it. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to give you pennies on the dollars. That's really what they're going to do.
That's what they've been doing to him. That's what they've been doing to Sean off the mark. That's what they've been doing. Man.
No, I'm with you.
He the kid in the cafeteria, man, giving away his lunch money every day.
Exactly.
That's who Sean Marks is. Like, he gets robbed, bro.
hey, what's they say? There's a sucker born every day.
They saying that about the Carolina Panthers in the NFL right now, but the Panthers ain't done nowhere near what this man has done to Brooklyn.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
You know what I mean? It seems like it's that one team in every league that just everybody just get over on. And why has it got to be the Nets?
But now what do you do? How do you... But that's the problem with the Nets. Like, I really don't know how they can build this up the right way. I mean, because...
They have to tear it apart completely. That's the only thing...
So what? How do you... Okay, when you tear it apart, then, if it's going to be Bridges and anybody else to get you draft picks... I'm keeping one of them.
Because you're going to have to trade Cam Thomas for Bridges to get draft picks.
Okay, so if it's Bridges...
At this particular time, it's probably Bridges. Two
Okay.
reasons. One,
What?
he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. I think he may get you more because he's a proven player and he's a more of an all around player, which is what contending teams want.
Mm-hmm.
And the second part of it is Cam Thomas is better at what he does than what Bridges is at what he does.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you can build around Bridges, but what kind of players do you need around him?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So with Cam, I know what Cam Thomas needs. He needs somebody that he can play off ball with. Basically saying, I don't have to be the primary ball handler and I can, play with, if it's a Darius Garland or somebody who can facilitate. Bridges ain't that player. Now with Bridges, you're gonna need somebody that can facilitate and be your primary scorer. So essentially, what's easier to find? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, Bridges, I don't know. I don't know. He regressed a little bit this year. I mean, but I'm not gonna knock him for that. Circumstances was terrible. But again, I don't know if this is a player I want to really.
But that's where Bridges is. Bridges is probably a third best player on the team. That's where he needs to be.
Yeah.
That's exactly where he
I
needs
think
to
Cam
be.
Thomas can be if developed properly, he can be the primary scorer on the team. Now he might not be the best player, but he's better at what he does than what Bridges does. There's a ton of 3-and-D players. And I'm not calling them trash like Tommy, but you can find 3-and-D players in the NBA. You guys just got one in Anunoby. They're basically a similar type players. Wings with length that can shoot and play defense. 3-and-D. That's the type of players they are.
Anunoby, the only thing I give Anunoby over Bridges, he can actually play 1 through 5. He's already shown he can do that. Now, it's a 5, but he can at least give you something. Bridges can't play that. Bridges is 1 through 3, if anything. If you're trying to put him at the 4, that's crazy for me. And definitely not at the 5. So I get what you're saying in terms of the similarity. Yeah, switchability. They can play in the wings. So, yes, you're right in that regard. So I'm with you. Liberty won too, just to update you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, man, ain't nobody worried about Kyrie and all that shit is over with, man. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie, whatever. I think they're gonna lose to Boston anyway. But if he wins, so be it. I was more pissed at Kevin Durant than Kyrie Irving anyway, to be honest with you. Because KD is just a sucker. He doing the same shit in Phoenix. Like, I don't like that dude, man. Not personally, just as a basketball player. Yeah, I don't know why he's still employed. This is the mystery to me. Like, and I don't think this is going to get done right with him at the helm. I just don't. I think they're going to end up trading Bridges, probably get, like you said, pennies on a dollar. And going to be a bad team again. And then you're going to owe Houston your picks. Year after year after year after year after year. Because again, until you get good enough to get out that lottery situation, you just handing Houston like lottery tickets every year. Like they got you on a string right now. And yeah, you can get some of that back with Phoenix, but what is Phoenix going to be this year? Probably a top 6 team, if healthy. I would think
out
in the West.
No, I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I think
they're going to be at least a playoff team.
The playoff, I would say I agree.
You know what I'm saying? But if them three are healthy, they should be a playoff team. But then again, I don't know. Bradley Beal
out west.
I never liked that deal. But I don't know if the Suns are gonna be in the lottery. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not.
It's more of a chance they're not in the lottery, which
more
is
of a chance. Yes,
you need to be in the lottery.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, Phoenix. When I look at the West, with all the teams out there, yeah, even if they're all healthy, they don't have a bench. It's just really three
They
play. And
don't. They
you
don't.
talked
They
about
don't.
Bradley
They
Bill.
don't.
He's
They
still
don't.
trying to figure out how to play
But
with the other
they'll
two.
win regular season games because of the bad teams they're gonna be able to beat up on. That's what I'm saying. The Nets don't have that luxury. You know
True,
what I'm saying? They are the
true.
bad team. You know, which
It's
Phoenix is
just
never gonna win a championship because of what you just said.
I could see Phoenix in the
What you
play
just
in.
said.
I could see Phoenix in the play-in and lose and be into the lottery. I could actually see that. It won't surprise me. And I'm only saying that because of the West. If you
I
look at
hope
the
so.
West,
I hope
I
that's
mean,
the
I get it.
case.
I'm just saying, I look at the teams.
Hmm.
I think Memphis is going to be a lot better next year because they're getting all their key players back that were out. So
Yeah.
you can put them in. You got
Yeah.
Minnesota. You got Denver. I mean, Houston is, one of them teams that I think could be right there with Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix can be a four. You got the Clippers. What are we going to get out with the Lakers? So that's why I'm saying I'm looking at all that. You're talking about the bad teams, yes, but based on the and with in Dallas, I forgot about Dallas. That's why I'm saying I could easily see Phoenix playing in a playing game and losing and going home.
I can't argue with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying chances
Yeah,
are
chances are they're going to be a playoff team. I know that.
if you're playing the percentages, yeah, the chances are the Nets will be worse than the Suns this year. Which,
Yes, I agree.
again, it just ain't gonna never get fixed until, like Tommy said, GM that can
No,
clean house.
I
Reset, man.
agree with you there. I totally
Just
agree with you
reset.
there.
You know, I'll go ahead and
I
sign
don't know
Claxton.
why.
You know what I'm saying? He's a young player you can build with, center, defensive player. You need those in the league.
Me too.
If you go, it looks like they want to bring him back anyway. Keep Cam Thomas and see if you can flip Bridges, Finney Smith, and whoever else for draft picks. And you're just gonna have to suck it up, pause, and give away your picks for a couple years to Houston until you start getting draft picks back and get back in the lottery. That's just what it's going to be. Because to me, trying to trade, because again, when you trade, more than likely you're going to be including some type of picks in those trades. So again, you're still giving
right.
up picks. You still doing the same shit. If you go get Donovan Mitchell, you think they just going to do that deal for straight up for Bridges or whoever? They going to want picks.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
that's
just
solid.
I don't know what else to do here if you're a Nets fan. But hit the reset button and say, look, we screwed this up. Obviously. Sean Marks has gotta go. I mean, he's just gotta go.
CBS News.
And you need to bring in
What's up, Gregor?
somebody here that can say, okay, recognize the situation with the team,
Oh, I hate
reset, and then you're telling your fans that, hey, look, we're not going to be good. We need to remake this thing over. Because the thing with the Nets, they don't have players that fit together. Basketball is it's real big on chemistry. Like football, all sports are, but basketball moves the way it moves and the way you're situated on the court. Like, you need lanes because everybody's a facilitator. Everybody has the ability to pass the ball. It's not like football. You only have one quarterback. Everybody on the court has to know where everybody else on the court is. You have to have chemistry with the other four players around you. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a good mix, like with the Suns out there, who we just talked about, and with this Nets roster, you're not going to win very many games. And
True.
the only way you will win games is if you just got a crazy scorer, facilitator, whatever, like a Kevin Durant or somebody like that, who just wins certain games on his own, pretty much. I can't knock the man's talent, even though I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
True.
Again, we don't have that here. It's a struggle from
Arku,
tip off to the end.
Arku, I've been talking about your team too. Yeah, I forgot to include you guys in that listing too. So, in the Thunder, you guys have done a phenomenal job. You know, I mean, you
Yeah,
have to be respected.
The Thunder have. Now, and what did they do? Draft.
Mm-hmm.
How you get SGA? These teams ain't trading.
Didn't
Didn't they
they
draft him?
trade? But I thought they traded for the pick.
Either way, he got drafted by the
I thought
team. I know
SGA
that.
was with the. Wasn't he with the Clippers?
I don't know. I'm really lost on this, to be honest with you. I thought he was drafted by OKC.
Shy
But then
Gilgeous
again, I
Alexander.
haven't. I don't guess I really recognized it. Was he? I don't know. Maybe not. Traded Thunder traded for
Yes, he
SGA.
traded for
Okay,
him. That's what I thought.
my bad. I got it wrong. Okay, but again, you know,
Oh
who else they got
gosh,
on that team?
yes,
Who else is on
yes.
that team?
Rasta.
Hmm? You
Hmm.
all right?
Yeah. It's you know how sometimes you hit the Google and they give you
Uh-huh.
your special stories, and
Ah, okay.
it's I was trying to look for Shay, and I get Jamaican brown stew chicken. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, feed my
Chet.
fat ass.
That's one thing about Chet Holmgren.
Yes.
That's the
Oh
defensive
yeah.
player they got in the draft. My bad on the SGA. But again, point being is the way to build is through the draft, and
No,
you
I
don't have
agree with
draft
you.
picks, you can't really build a team. So you need to get draft picks. You're not gonna, all this trading and for this player, Trey Young and Donovan Mitchell, it ain't gonna do nothing for you. You're just doing the same thing over again. Cause guess what Donovan Mitchell gonna want? Oh, you gotta give me some help. So now you have to trade Cam Thomas and flip more picks to go get another. Like it's just a trickle down effect. That's how these guys operate. Once they get their bread, they like, oh, now trying to have funny on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they roll, man. And that's what I'm talking about, man. You have to build through the draft.
Skyly is so funny. Oh, why did I just happen to see her? Oh my gosh.
What
I
happened?
didn't send you the clip about Skylar Dickens Smith. I forgot who she was talking about. Oh, she was talking to what's his name? Who was drafted by the Liberty? Damn. But point being is they were at the foul line on the they were on the lane for the foul free throw line, and what's it called said I'm about ready to turn 30, and then she's like my snatch is old. I was just like,
Oh.
oh damn, Skyler, like yo, and I'm watching the store and play right now. So and they just showed her. I'm like, I love me some Skyler though. So don't get me wrong. So I'm like, I'll take that old woman.
I know you will, Coach. All right, man. All right, let's get into the football. I just with with the Nets, man. This team just really. And I hear you talking shit in the chat, Tommy. But again, Houston, bruh. Y'all got the 2 rings with Hakeem. But what else? What we talking about here? Your team ain't exactly the pillar of success either. We know who run Texas. That's the Spurs and the Mavericks. Stop playing with me. But anyway, that's my little trash talk. I had to get that off because he been talking mad shit about my Brooklyn Nets, and I don't play that shit over here, bruh. It's all that though, brother.
He said get rid of the whole team, top to bottom. GM, coach, just that roster. Might even need a new ownership. Damn.
Yeah, I do. I think they do need new ownership. Yeah, I hate the Rockets too, man, for robbing us, man. But that's more on Sean Marks, man. I mean, hey,
Hey,
it's a sucker born every
born
minute.
every day.
I
ain't
can't,
mad.
I can't be too mad for taking. But you could have did it to somebody else. You ain't have to do that to us, man. But whatever. All right, let's get into the football, man. We're gonna start with the Jets, man. Jets OTAs.
The Super
It's
Bowl
the-
champion Jets.
Yeah, man. So let's do that. Let's bring this up as a topic of discussion for the Jets because they really don't have a whole lot of OTA news. I mean, it's a couple players out there popping. Pause. Mostly the rookies. Braylon Allen, he been playing pretty well. And then the what's the other kid they drafted? But this came from Twitter. Let me find it real quick. And we'll we'll talk about this and open up the discussion. Cause I'm like, the Brooklyn Nets. I mean the New York Jets.
Hmm.
Now why can't I find it?
Wait a minute. McCaffrey got an extension?
Yeah, 19 or 18 million. 19 million, I think.
Wow.
Oh, damn. I can't find it.
Breezy. What's up, Breezy? How you doing, brother?
What's good, Breeze, man? I just had to go on a little rant about our Nets, man. It's ain't looking good, brother. It's not looking good, yo. It is not looking good. Anyway, man, I can't find the damn tweet, but here's what it was in a sense. Tom Rock says, "Can the Jets be the one?" Because remember, New York has not had a professional championship team since our New York Giants in 2011. Am I right? Fact check me if I'm not. But
Yeah,
I
no.
believe it's 2011.
FC New York had the most recent in terms of soccer.
Okay. We
I think it
just
was what, maybe 3-4 years ago, if I'm not
okay.
mistaken.
That's fine. But the other sports,
The major
you know,
sports,
the
yes,
ones we
yes.
cover here on Heart of the City, and no disrespect to soccer, I'm not an expert
I
in
get it. I
soccer,
get it.
so
Me either.
hey, look, man, I am unpopular opinion sports. Unpopular opinion sports. I do cover all sports. I do watch all sports. I just need somebody to like sit me down and like just kind of go over this soccer thing with me a little bit in depth. You know, kind of like you did, Coach, with the football, which I
Mm-hmm.
knew about football, but I ain't know about it like this until I
Mm-hmm.
start talking to you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to my point. Tom Rock says, "Can the Jets be the ones to break the streak of non-New York teams not winning championships?"
Hmm.
Is that accurate? Are they the ones? Okay, let's do it like this. Who
And we
is the
talked about it.
best team in the city right now? I wish I had a hotline because I'd be like, dial 1 da 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 and call us up now and tell us who. But who is, y'all
You
put in the
asked.
chat? Who is the best team in the NBA right now? I mean, in the city
I
right
got the
now in the
article for you.
NYC.
I got the
You do?
article for you. Yeah,
Zion
I'm.
Thomas is a starter in the NBA. Absolutely, Breezy. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I think he could be a really good player. He has to be more of a facilitator on the court. You know what I'm
Here you go.
saying?
Send a private chat for you.
All right. Yup.
Is that it?
Tap that like. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So I'll do the share screen. So that way you can see how he put it.
But all
Tom
right, you
Rock.
asked a question about the top teams in the city.
Yeah, let's
You
rank
asked
them.
me
That's
you asked me that before. So how are we going? Bottom to top?
right now. Right now,
Bottom to
rank
top?
them like a power ranking. Yeah.
Bottom to top?
Either
Hmm.
way. Yeah, go top. Go to bottom to top. Keep it suspenseful. Y'all hit that like button.
I'm not. We're not gonna put soccer in, but, because we, like you said, we both don't know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
But here's the tweet. Let me get the banner off of there. Alright, let's let me
It's gonna have to be
alright.
the
Now y'all can
Mets, the
see it.
Nets, the Mets, the Nets.
Says, could the Jets, the
Giants.
long laughing stock of the local sports landscape, be the ones to
Mm.
break the 100
The Mets,
season
Giants.
NY title hex? Seeing the mild recent successes of the Knicks, Rangers, and even the Yankees have them wanting it even more for themselves and for us. So,
Two football and Liberty.
Jets.
Here you go. Bringing up the bottom.
I'm
It has,
gonna start right. I'm gonna write mine down while you doing that.
it has to be the Mets, number one. I mean, at the bottom.
The
Then the
Mets
Giants.
or the Nets?
The Metropolitans.
Oh, okay. The Mets. Okay.
Then it's the Giants.
And it's how many? What? What we talking? 10 teams? Two?
No, wait a minute. It's two football, three baseball, two NBA, one WNBA, and three hockey.
Okay. Okay. So you
And
said the Mets
we're basing this off of last year, right?
currently constructed. Yeah. Whether you want to go off last year, what they doing now on the field or on the court or whatever, what you project them to do, just your rankings. This
Okay.
is, this is
Breezy, I
personal
did
for
not
us.
say the Nets. I said
He said
the
the Mets. Yeah,
Mets.
the Mets are terrible. I don't know though, man. It's a
Because that's what I'm like. It's the Mets. Then it has to be the Giants. Then it has to be the Jets. The football teams are on the bottom of the spectrum. And if you want to go to Devils,
the Devils did have a bad year this year.
that's why it was like I was trying to think, should I put
Yeah.
them completely less? But I don't know what their total record was. I know they were,
I can show that.
but the Mets have just been total, especially
I
last
will
year, paying all that money. What's up, Tudo? Thanks for tapping in,
Yeah,
bro. Oh, you home? You in Jersey, bro?
man. The Devils were 13th in the conference. Yeah, they were bad. They had 81 points. In comparison to that, the Rangers, who were the number one team, had 114 points. So just kind of giving you the hockey, how different it looks.
How many teams in each conference?
Wins loss record, they were 38, 39, and 5.
All right, it's just like I said, the Metropolitans, the Giants, the Jets, the Devils.
So you got Mets, Jets, Giants, and Devils.
Mm-hmm.
Giants.
Then you go to the Nets.
Devils, Nets.
Then it's the Islanders.
Islanders. Okay, I dig it. It's good, Tudo.
The Knicks. The Knicks. The Rangers, Yankees. And I have to put the Liberty up first. And the big reason why, the Liberty went to the championship. They went to the championship last year.
They did. And lost. But
Yeah, they lost.
all right.
Did I forget anybody? So now I got the Rangers, I got the Islanders, I got the Devils, I got the Mets, the Yankees. Oh no, the Yankees. Yankees are.
You got the Yankees at 2. You got
Yeah,
Liberty,
okay.
Yankees, Rangers, Knicks, Islanders, Nets,
Okay, so I got
Devils,
everybody.
Giants, Jets, Mets.
All right, cool. I just said the Liberty are number one. I just said they're number one.
Yeah. Breezy says the Liberty are number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Kurum says they're terrible, the Mets. Tudo. You said, the Liberty. Yeah, nah, the Liberty it's hard to argue with the Liberty now. If I'm starting at 10, see the Mets. It's gotta be between the Mets and the Nets. I'm sorry. Yeah, if recent, I did see the Mets win a game last night. So last time I seen the Nets, they were losing. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Mets, Nets. Um, Devils.
Hmm.
Jets, Giants. I lump them two together. You can flip a coin as to who's worse. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Islanders and the
Mm-hmm.
Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're the same there. But I gotta respect the Liberty, but I'm not putting them number one. I'm gonna go Yankees, Liberty, Rangers. And the reason I say the Rangers, and you can make the argument for the Liberty too, but the Rangers are consistent. Like they're consistently in the playoffs. They have really, really good players like Igor Shesterkin. You know what I'm saying? One of the top goalies out there. Chris Kreider. You know, one of the best playoff scorers. And I don't know. I don't know hockey history, so I'm not gonna make an outlandish statement. But yeah, a hat trick in the playoffs. Come on now. Rangers, to me, you can make the argument with the Liberty. I'm not going to give you too much pushback. But I really just see the Liberty do it this year. Even though they had championship teams remember the Liberty went to what, 3 straight finals, or like 3 out of 4 years they went to the finals and lost every one.
Yeah, no, they've lost a total I think of 5 championships.
So until I see them a little more consistent, Yankees this year, yeah. But again, I need to see it in the playoffs. Knicks, same thing, similar with the Liberty. Liberty get the knock above them because they went further.
Mm-hmm.
Islanders are the middle of the pack like they usually are. Jets and Giants have been ass, and so is the Devils, Nets, and the Mets. This is what it is. What it is. But for a little exercise there, man, just wanted to throw that out there, cause it ain't a whole lot to talk about, but I know y'all want to talk about it. These damn New York Giants, so let's go ahead and get this out the way. Get it off your chest, son. Oh man, I look, man. The biggest news right now with the Giants is Darren Waller, retiring apparently.
I'm glad you brought that up.
And yeah, Darren Waller supposed to make an announcement by minicamp next week. Minicamp starts on the 11th, and speculation, as has been in months for now, is that he will retire. And again, where does that leave the Giants as far as the tight end situation is concerned? Now, I'm just going to say this. I said on Giants Conversations a couple weeks ago that I thought Theo Johnson was, one of the most exciting players that I've been wanting. I want to see play this year. As far as the offense is concerned. He's been playing pretty well. He's looked pretty well in camp. If you listen to Big Blue Kickoff, Paul Dottino and all the beat reporters are raving about the kid, how he looks smooth, route running, catching passes, we talked about this, I predicted the Giants were going to draft Theo Johnson on the live stream while we were at the draft. And to me, Wilder, get yourself right, brother. Whatever you need to do, get yourself right. I know how breaking up with a woman can be and what it can do to a man on some real shit. But hey, get your mind right, brother. Whatever you want to do, you know, sorry it ain't work out in New York. I don't have no ill will towards Darren Waller. I don't think he did anything wrong. He just got hurt and his mind wasn't into it. I mean, shit like that happens. You know what I'm saying? And it's better for him to retire, move on, let us get the cap room back, and not have to see him play on the Eagles like your boy. You know what I'm saying? So I'd much rather this situation than the alternative, which is Giants release him, giving his rights up to, and then he changed his mind. I want to play. I can go play for somebody now. So
if he retires, no, he's still Giants property.
I'm saying if he was released.
Release.
Some
Okay,
people
I'm
were
sorry.
saying release him, and I'm like, no, this is the best situation for both parties, in my opinion. Unpopular as it may be, y'all hit that like button. But that's the Darren Wallace situation. It's OTAs. What you want me to talk about the pass Daniel Jones made that everybody's talking about on Twitter to Hodges? I don't really know. Because I know how these debates can get with these Giants fans. But I'm going to tell you right now, OTAs is OTAs, fellas.
It's practice, man. We
It's
talk about practice. Practice. We talk about practice.
Yeah, Ghost.
And here's something too. I gotta first and foremost, I gotta apologize to Waller because I said he was whooped the last time, and I was wrong for saying that because just like you said, people go through things, and who am I to judge? You know, and I heard this song. Now look, I read the lyrics to his song. His presentation, his voice, and all that, I am not supporting. No, bro. I mean, it's like, but I mean, right off the line, it says, "Take your time and heal. Just take a time out and feel the nights we opened up and we knew how much that you and I were real." I mean, that right there is some heavy stuff right there for me.
Yeah.
That's some heavy stuff, and he's putting himself on the public spectrum. Remember back in the days when guys used to call their girlfriend, "Baby, baby, please," and leave a message on the answer machine, and then she would take it and show all her girlfriends and laugh and have a good time. Now, amplify that. He's doing it in the public spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is
he looks like it looks like it's him. We don't know though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. I just can't give every single woman the benefit of the doubt. Because I know I've had some scandalous shit take place in my very own family. I'm just going to be transparent with y'all. So, I'm a very open-minded person. And I'm always going to try to take and look at things from both sides of the view, best I can. I can't give every woman the benefit of the doubt. We don't know what their relationship was like. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it was, I don't know if it was that thing or she did something that we don't know about. It got that dude messed up to where he don't want to play football and make millions of dollars, bruh. That's heavy, like you said.
like I said, yeah.
And he ain't even had to come back to the Giants and be the man. That's what we drafted Neighbors for. Like, you could have just played your little role. And, you know what I'm saying? You got Belly, you got Theo. But, I mean, that's why I'm saying it had to be something really, really deep that we don't know about. And it's none of our business. If he want to put it out there, that's on him.
No, exactly.
That's him. But
that's my point. That's my point, bro.
To make you not want to play football, what you gonna do? Wilder, you gonna go out and be a rapper? How you gonna make money now, bro? You gonna go into the media? Like, that's what is he thinking?
No. Look. That man got banked. Trust and believe. That man got banked. A
lot of them got banked, bro, and they don't know how to do nothing with their money.
No, that's different.
Athletes are better now, I will say that. But you still need to look, man. Money don't last forever.
Well, no, I
You
mean,
you
look,
still gotta
he's
you still gotta
put it
make
like
a
this.
living for yourself to a degree.
I'll put it to like
You know what I'm
this:
saying?
if he's smart, he will know how to use that money to make some passive income.
He
And
should.
he
Yeah.
can still chill. He can still travel the world. Look at what's his name. God rest his soul. Former Brian Williams, who ended up cruising the world on his little boat. He sold his home and everything and he had money in the bank, but he was killed by his brother, him and
But
his girl.
Wilder trying to make rap songs, bro,
No,
and
I get you.
I
I get
don't
you.
know like if that's the direction you want to go. Like I could see if he had a TV deal set up. It's like you know how some of these, look at your man on the NBA right now, Austin Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see that, but he
Look at those.
reminds me
No,
too much
no,
Post
his
Malone.
last one, his very last, yeah, that one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
Darius
true.
Tony. I don't understand this, man.
Now that's one who, yeah, you should have left rap alone and you should have played ball at
Bruh.
least. I mean,
Rank
that
who a better rapper, y'all? Tony or Waller?
me, I'm gonna take Wilder over him, hands down. I don't like his, but that's my
But
preference.
chat, tell her who the better rapper?
Neither one of
Let's
them
just
can
talk
rap,
here.
but neither one of them can really rap. But I'm gonna take
Waller
Wilder
or Tony?
over Tony. I'll take Wilder over Tony, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I would have to say Waller too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a couple of bars in there. The first song I heard was better than this last one. He just crying on this joint. It's just,
No, and that's the thing. He's crying, and that's what is the turn off. It's like, I mean, if you want to make a real love rap song, man, you got to go back to the day of LL Cool J. Ain't no one ever touched that one. I'm sorry, no one ever will touch "I Need Love." And ladies was panty droppings like crazy back in the day. They ain't doing that just today. They don't, guys, rappers, male rappers don't know how to do that. They don't know how to work it, finesse
nah,
it, and
man. You know what I'm saying? Because they pay strippers. What they do, bruh? I'm just being 100 with you. They don't.
yeah,
Ain't nobody in that type of mode no
no,
more
I
these
get you.
days, man. That's for the old fellas, man. Man, these young dudes, man.
Mm, mm. Look, no, that ain't for every old dude. That ain't for every old dude.
Just being 100, especially when you got the bread,
No, no, no,
like
no,
you
no,
know what
no,
I
no.
mean?
You're right. You're right. You're right.
You know,
'Cause
regular
you're
folk
right.
like us, nah, bruh. But when you got that bread, yeah, you could do things.
No,
Like
you're
that.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. And that's my point. Yo, if he's smart, we don't know, but if he's smart, he can invest. He could do whatever he want. And who the hell is this?
This Lou. Lou, what's
Oh,
good with you,
damn.
bro? You look
What's
like
good? What's good?
you just got a white
What's up?
avatar, so I
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
what's
see.
up,
fixing
bro?
that right now. Cause I'm still at work. I'm fixing somebody's air conditioner right now.
Oh, okay. You good, man? What's good with you though, bro? What you think about
Shit.
this wireless shit, man? I know you was talking about it
Oh, hell
before.
no. Hell no. Hell no. That last one, that right above Tommy. Read. Don't say the name. Don't even highlight it. If you read the name quietly.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In his question, yo, that's a troll. That's a troll.
Yeah,
That's a
of
troll.
course. I need to get some
Can,
mods
can
in
I?
this chat room.
Can I? No, I
Y'all can
can't.
block the trolls.
Wait a minute. I think I can do it. Can I do it the
I
other
don't know
way?
how I do it from
I'm a grumpy old
StreamYard.
troll who lives under the bridge.
Boom,
But
boom,
yeah,
boom,
as we
boom.
grow, the trolls will grow too. So you'll notice that.
Yeah, I know that. I know
get a
that.
lot more of them than I did when I first started this show.
Ain't worry about it. If you ain't got no trolls, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, facts.
Mm.
Facts, man. What you make of Wilder, man? Planning apparently announce his retirement next week.
I told y'all that nigga was gone, man. That boy was smoking them rocks, cuz.
I don't think he's smoking, bro. I
Man,
think
that boy
he fucked
smoking
up
that
off that
shit.
girl.
I'm trying to tell you, that motherfucker smoking that shit, cuz.
That man ain't smoking no crack.
That nigga is Pookie.
He is fucked up off that chick.
Okay.
Oh,
Here it
Pookie.
goes. All
He
right.
keep calling
Did we
me,
get?
Scott.
Did we
He
get rid
just
of
be
it?
calling me, man.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
It didn't do it. It didn't do it. Something's not right with how I did it.
But yeah, man. Your boy Daniel Jones out there
Oh, it did do it.
throwing passes To yeah, it won't delete it on the stream,
To
y'all.
Jalen Hyatt.
Be it on that. Nah, it was Hodgins that
It
caught
was
that pass,
Hodgins.
the 40-yard pass. But
Woo-hoo!
I'm talking about that one-handed catch from Jalen Hyatt the other day.
oh, okay. I didn't see that one. I took a little break from social
Yeah,
media for a while.
one-handed touchdown catch.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't catch that one. I just caught the little
Yeah.
recap
So
today.
between Hyatt, Neighbors, and hopefully Wandale takes a big step, man, we got a serious receiving core. That undrafted receiver as well. Then we got a lot of threats at the receiver position.
Well, they saying Bryce Ford Wheaton is back back on the field and making plays. That's what
Well, yeah, we got a lot of receivers, bro.
The
You have a
thing,
lot of
though,
bodies, but I need production.
yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say, man. The thing is like, yo, who is who though? Like, I feel pretty confident with Malik Neighbors. I'm feel pretty confident with Hyatt. Well, not Hyatt, but Wandale Robinson too. I don't know about Hyatt. Slayton's consistent. I don't care if you don't like him. And the rest of his guys kind of question marks. Hodges is consistent, but he's not gonna get a lot of separation.
He's very
So,
slow, yeah. But
you know what
here's
I'm
the
saying?
thing, NYG.
Which is why it was crazy that he just blew by Cordell Flott on that pass that Daniel Jones threw. But again, it's practice.
Exactly. Sometimes it might be the coach tells them, "Yo, let him go by." I've done it plenty of times.
He had to. I mean, I don't see how any other way he burns Flott like that.
I'm not. This is practice. It's practice.
At the same time, too, though, Hodgins has been in the league a lot longer than Wandale, so it's not completely unfeasible that he could blow past him like that. You know, he could have pulled the move the kid ain't seen yet.
Yeah. Doubt it.
I didn't see the play, so I'm just guessing. You know, I didn't.
I seen like not even half of the play really. The way the camera angle was, you can't tell nothing. It ain't like I was I was messing with Pat on Twitter because he was like, "Hey, what y'all got to say about this Daniel Jones throw?" And I said, "What you didn't see on that throw was Malik Neighbors was open, and you didn't see him. But I'm gonna get you that all 22 of the OTAs, and I'm gonna show you how Neighbors was open, and he should have threw it to Neighbors. He made the wrong read."
Oh my God, yo! Do something else. Do something else. You just wanted to get Pat going.
Pat got himself going. Pause, because he the one tweeted it. I commented it out. But yeah, man. But yeah, the defense is looking spectacular. I think it's gonna be the strength for the team again, which is Giants football. I'm not mad at that. You know, some people are. I'm not mad at that.
No, I love a good, strong defense. I'm mad that we gotten away from the run game. I hope that maybe they've just gotten away from Barkley and not the run game. As much as I like Saquon Barkley, I'd rather that they move on from him and not the run game.
We've always had running back by committee. Even with Tiki Barber, we had Ron Dane. Remember that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we've never had this back that just is the all world. Nobody else plays, which is what they did with Saquon, which was just it ain't make a lot of sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And with defenses, coach, you can speak to this. You X's and O's. Does a defense? Can a defense just get used to, like, when you switch it up, that throws the defense off, right? Because can't they read tendencies and start to get used to Barkley's running style and what lanes he may cut into and yada yada yada? Is that fair to say?
I get where you're going. I get where you're going, and usually, for example, okay, all right, when the defense
That's why I
comes
always like
off,
to switch it up because I felt like it would throw the
no.
defense off.
I get it can. I get where you're going. Here's the thing. All right. Defense on third down stops the other team. They're going to punt. So the defense, for the most part, is coming off. You may have a couple of guys who are staying on because they're on the punt return. The rest of the defense will go to the bench, and they're basically going either to they might start as a collective, but more than likely they're going to go to their position group. So punt, the rest of the guys come out. The coaches are starting to make adjustments, and they're sitting down, getting water, whatever, trying to rest. Offense is out there now. If the offense is trying to run the ball 3 plays, now they punt, then yeah, it's going to throw the rhythm of the defense off because now they got to go right back out there. That's where you can mess them up. But again,
Okay.
you could throw the pass and you could throw it around the field and you're moving the ball. Defense is finished making their adjustment. They're starting to watch the game. They're getting energized because the offense is making plays. Now, if the offense isn't making, or they get a first down in the next set of downs, they stall out and now they have to punt, and the defense is seeing that. So yeah, it can, in a sense, start to get you. Stuff like that you're talking about, NYG,
Mm-hmm.
will probably be more towards the end of the season. The beginning of the season, the middle of the season, no, they're
Okay.
invested, they're bought in, they're and they know, all right, sometimes we just gotta go out there and we gotta pick the offense up. We just gotta do
Mm-hmm.
something. Let's get a turnover or something to help the offense out. Now, if you're late in the season, you're out of the game, out of the playoffs and all of that, guys are starting to think about what am I gonna do with the vacation? Because they do. They may not say it outright, but they do. They talking to their girl or their wives, making plans. Then that's when they're tapped out. So, but based on that, switching it up and all of that, no, it just it's no, not really, not, especially not in the beginning of the season and in the middle of the season. Now, if they're
Yeah.
0-8, 0-8, you might start to say, all right, man, let's see what we can do. Let's compete. Let's see if we can change it around. But in the back of your head, something goes wrong, and then you just basically tap out during each of those games as you go along.
Here's what I don't. Here's what I kind of don't. I think the like I understand what Shane's trying to do as far as roster building,
Sorry.
right? He's investing in the defense. He's investing in important positions that were where the New York Giants were good. This is when we were good. I see what he's doing. What I can't understand is what Dable is doing, because it seems like they get similar talent. And what I mean by that is, how we talked about with the running backs. I'm bringing it back to the running back conversation, where we wanted that bigger back pause to Bruiser, but they seem to get the same shifty, quickie type running backs. They do it with the receivers too, sort of like, and the Giants have always had a good mix of players. And remember, I was just talking about this chemistry thing in basketball, which I think is a lot more prevalent in basketball just because everybody physically can touch the rock. You know what I'm saying?
It's more rhythmic as well. It's more of a rhythm in basketball.
Yeah, so you really got to be in tune with the players around you. You know what I'm saying? With football, it is a team sport. Don't get it wrong. I'm not dissing it, but it's a little different. You can have different types of talent. You know what I'm saying? And the Giants have always remembered that Super Bowl team. We had Bradshaw, Jacobs. Then we had the receivers. We had the big, tall Plaxico. Then we had the shiftier, guy like Toomer. You had the same type of tight end that you have now in Bellinger, but we didn't really have this pass catching, quote unquote tight end. It was more of a two-way tight end. So again, that's kind of where I don't understand a little bit, like what Dable was trying to create offensively. Like I think this is gonna be the year. Hopefully, we can actually really see it. Because year one, I felt like was an adjustment period. They was adjusting around the talent that they have. Year two, shit fell apart. Year three, okay, what you got? Show us your hand now. Because I'm still kind of confused.
Hey, you know what? This will be the first time that our quarterback is in year 3 of a particular offense.
Daniel Jones, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
So
Hopefully,
actually now
hopefully
we
he
should
can
be
play
able to see.
faster. Yeah.
We should be able to see DJ read the defense,
And that's what you
audible,
need.
make
Yeah.
adjustments at the line, Things that we have not been able to see him do that people complain about him for. They don't take into consideration that he's been in new system after new system after new system after new coach after new coach after new coach. Those things take time to install an offense, to install a scheme. It doesn't just happen in one season. You install a portion of it, then by year 2 you install a bigger portion. By year 3 you're opening up the playbook. The quarterback should have a solid grasp of the offensive scheme, and then you start to see the offense, you start to see the quarterback really progress and really make leaps and bounds. That's why usually by year 4, you know that your quarterback is the shit or not. But because of so many hustle and bustle playing musical chairs with coaches and offenses, it's been a delay, which is why a lot of people shoot Daniel Jones and say all this crazy shit. But now we will actually see what we have in our quarterback in year 3 of an offensive scheme.
Yeah, nah, you right. You right, Lou, because people are still confused about Daniel Jones. I'm not. I know what Daniel Jones is. Like, people that are still confused about what Daniel Jones is, or the other side of the fence that just thinks he's the worst quarterback that ever played football, you know, like, I kind of know where he's at. And he's a typical New York Giants quarterback that plays within a system and has talent. The only knock, which some people knock him for, is does he elevate the talent around him, which we seen Eli do.
He will this year.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing. But in the mode of type quarterback, yeah, Daniel Jones is a different type of quarterback, but prototype mentally, I think he's just what the Giants need. The Giants have never look. I've been going into this history on the Giants and other teams. Gonna be putting out some content on that. It just takes a little bit of time to work through it because, especially with the Giants, there's so much history. But they never really had. Maybe with the old guy, Fran Tarkenton. I think he probably might have been the one quarterback that was, I don't know if you want to say top of his game or top of the league at that particular time.
Tarkenton also was a running quarterback, and a lot of times he was running
Wyatt
out of the
Tittle is who
pocket.
you mean.
You're talking about Wyatt Tittle.
Tittle.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. It was Tittle. My bad. I always get them confused for some reason. But yeah, other than that, the Giants.
Don't worry.
Ain't
That's what you got me and Coach here for.
Right. Y'all.
That's
older
what
than
you got
me,
the
man.
old
So,
fogies here
salute,
for.
respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these guys who gonna sit up here and act like I know everything. I'm gonna argue with you. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
If I'm wrong,
Me
I'm
neither.
wrong.
I know just enough to know I don't know shit.
Right, Lou. But bro, the Giants ain't never really had that type quarterback, man. And they won 4 Super Bowls and 8 championships. So stop lying to yourself like we need this all-world quarterback. We need
You
a
gonna
team.
make me sing it. You gonna make me sing it. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
It's a catch-22 because yes, you're right in some sense, and that's where everything comes into play. Your scheme, does your personnel fit your scheme, or does your system allow you the ability to adapt to your personnel?
Good
Because
point.
every quarterbacks can change through segments. So you can have a more mobile quarterback. You can have a more quarterback who's more stationary and who sits there. So how do you block? How do you set them up? How do you put your players? What do you do? Are you trying to use the passing game more as the run game? So I mean, it varies, and I get why people talk about the quarterback the way it is, and they put more emphasis on the quarterback, and you also want to pass the ball downfield because it's exciting and more dynamic, and I get it.
Think about
But
quarterbacks' first Super Bowls. Think about Eli Manning's first Super Bowl. Great Super Bowl. Wasn't the best player on the team. That was straight hand and defense.
Hold up. Finally walking through the damn door. Oh
Ben
yeah.
Roethlisberger's first Super Bowl. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Defense carried him. Tom Brady. Remember
Mm-hmm.
that one?
You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's
So,
good when you
like,
come home to this right here.
what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? I can't see nothing, bro.
What's wrong with my camera here? What the hell?
But
So
that
I get
that's
you.
that's what
But
I'm
then
saying. You know what I
here's
mean?
my argument. Joe Montana, his first Super Bowl. It wasn't about the defense. It was about him.
Yeah, and it works both ways, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So
telling you. But it seems to be a theme for this franchise. Certain
no, I
franchises
get it.
have
I
that
get it.
themes. The
I get it.
Steelers, they're always good when their defense is good. The Bears, when they're good, the few times it's usually because of their defense. The Packers, it's usually their offense and the quarterback. The going back to freaking star, you know. So like it's just a theme with a team. It's like team themes in the NFL, and it's not black and white, coach. Because I know you're trying to pick through the holes in my argument. I'm
No,
just
no, no, no,
saying,
no, no. I'm
particularly with
thinking.
the
I'm thinking.
Giants, it's usually been the defense. You know what I'm saying? Now, people want to point to 2011. If you want to call that an outlier, okay, cool. But what did they do to in the playoffs? They were shutting teams down, particularly Tom Brady in that Super Bowl with that pass rush. Remember, that was the JPP Tuck team.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
That's what
It's
I'm thinking. I'm
usually
thinking.
usually it's defense, running game. You have outliers. That Eli Manning year, if you want to say that's an outlier. If you want to say the Y.A. Tittle years was some outliers. But in Phil Simms in the 80s, we know it wasn't. And
But
even
see
when they went
that's the
and
catch 22. That's the
see
catch
what I'm
22.
saying?
There was a portion. There was a time that Phil Simms was leading the team. There was a time that he was leading the team during that Super Bowl run. So,
Well,
but it
yeah,
was
your
really about the
quarterback
run. It
has
was about the run game. It was about
right.
the run game and the defense. That's how Parcells had it. Yes.
Quarterback still got to make plays, coach.
Yes.
Look.
No, I know. I
I'm
know
not
that.
saying I'm
And
not
in that
sitting up here
Super Bowl,
saying
what
you
I was
can.
talking
Yeah,
about, what about in that Super Bowl? That Super Bowl was about Phil Simms. It
yeah.
wasn't
And I
about
Damn
the
just
right.
told
He
you.
defense.
still
I
holds
just
that
told you
record.
Yeah.
the Eli Manning, but
Yeah.
getting to that point, the
Yes.
Giants are usually led by now to win in the playoffs. That's when you need your quarterback to step up. Don't get it twisted. If your quarterback stinks, you're not gonna. It's very, very hard to win in the
Yes.
playoffs. You
Yes.
need your
Yes.
quarterback
Yeah. I
to make
agree.
timely throws. But you know what helps a quarterback make timely throws? When you're not when your defense, you know your defense can go out there and help you out.
Yes.
You're not forcing it because you feel like the offense is on its own. You know what I'm saying? What do they always tell you? What helps a quarterback best? Defense in the running game. This is what we're
Yes.
talking about.
Bro, I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the thing about the Giants, because of the environment they play in, it's not a pass happy team. You know, you're not, especially when it comes to December and January. Come on now,
Mm-hmm.
we know that it's going to be cold here. Now, Dable's going to try and make the argument because up in Buffalo, it's going to be colder up there than it is down here. That look at what they did, but
He ain't in Buffalo though. He in Jersey.
Buffalo
that's
ain't
not
won
what I'm talking
shit.
about.
So
That's
I
not what
don't.
I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. The argument you're talking about is the run game, and you said you don't understand what Dable is doing. I'm saying I'm trying to show you this is what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
He's not looking for that.
He's trying to implement the Buffalo plan. I do
Some
understand that, but I
exactly.
don't know if it's gonna work because it ain't working in
Well,
Buffalo, and they got a
I understand.
damn good quarterback over there. Josh
Bro,
Allen
I'm with you. I'm with
he's
you
good.
because
He's
I'm
elite.
saying
One of the
I'm
few that I
saying
would say is
come
called elite.
come when the weather changes and you have to run the game to control the clock. The wind is
Right.
blowing. You're really your passes are
And
being
that's
pushed
my
right.
question: is Brian Dable willing to swallow his pride and get to the running game when necessary?
But do you see that's the thing, NYG? You don't have a back equipped to do that. I get what you're saying, but to get back to the running game now, if you want to say use multiple people, then that means if you're going to have more than you need to have more than three running backs. If you look at what he's done, he's only had three running backs during the regular season.
Because
He
he
doesn't
doesn't
carry
use them.
four.
Yeah.
No, well, but that's my point. To
He
your
puts the extra
argument,
roster position in other, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know if we can win with his philosophy. That's the whole point I'm trying to make.
no,
I
I
don't know.
understood what you
It's
were saying.
questionable to me.
And I get it, and that's why I'm looking. Like you said, I'm looking at the. Can Singletary be the bell cow? Now he's gotten over 1,000 yards before, so I can't sit here fully and say he can't do it. But the thing is, if you're trying to run and the team defense knows you're trying to run, is he the type of back that will move the chains?
No.
That's
The
the
better
question.
question is, can he do it with this O line? Because this O line is just
That's
improved on paper. We
that
got to see it on the field.
yes, Lou, that everything stems from the offensive line, even being able to pass the ball.
Of course.
And but to NYG's argument where he's saying we got to get back to the running game, that I'm already saying, well, if we're getting back to the running game, that means the offensive line is doing what they're supposed to do. I'm
True.
already thinking like that. I'm
True.
assuming that. So the
Yeah, of
question is
course.
Singletary, and now here's the thing: if he's the bell cow, that means he's getting hit a lot. So
Why does he have to be the bell cow though? Well, this is what I'm
well,
talking about.
you said get back to the running game. Who is
He
your
means
bell cow?
running back by committee. That's what he means when he
Bro,
says get back to the running game.
we had 2,000-yard rushers in 2008.
I got that, the NYG. That's why what did I just say? He's only
But you
carried three
saying
running.
Shit,
a
and Ward
bell cow
had
like we
about
need another
400 yards.
Saquon Barkley. We don't
But
need
no,
Saquon Barkley.
NYG, you're missing what I'm saying. Okay, he carries three running backs. If you're running three running backs, one of those has to be a bell cow. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. One of them is going to be your PT baller. He's going to be the one running that football, and then the others will come and give him a blow from here from
Pause.
time to time.
Pause.
So I'm not. That's what I'm getting at. So if he's carrying four running backs, then yes, you're right
Why
in
does
that
he need
regard.
4 running
Hello,
backs?
wait a minute.
Then who is the one that, because NYG, if you're carrying the running backs, these are smaller running backs. That means they're getting hit
And
consistently.
that's my point. He needed a.
I understand that. That's my point. That's what I'm saying right now.
Yeah. We're
As
saying the
currently
same thing. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. As currently constructed, who is the running back that you can trust on a third and whatever
I
to
don't
get the
know.
chains moving so you can get another set of downs? Who's going to take that beating? He has to take a physical beating because the defense is going to know that he's coming. So who is that? That is, we talk about Singletary. Singletary is he's more of a one cat. He maybe going to the outside zone. If you want to say you do a little inside zone, he's not someone you can consistently run power or run duo with,
So then who's it
running
gonna
up
be, Gray
inside. But that's my point.
or
That's
Tyrone
my whole
Tracy?
point. That's my whole point. That's been my whole point to what he's saying.
I don't think that
There
they're
will
doing
be a
it.
specific one.
They should have drafted Braylon Allen. I know
But
that's
doesn't
what
fit
that's-
doesn't fit what he's trying
and that's
to do.
my point. I
Yes!
don't think he wants to run the ball, which
No, he
I don't know if we can win that way throwing the football
You're
40
right,
to 50
NYG.
times a game.
We're talking
I don't-
about the same exact thing. We really
Yeah,
are.
that's why.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing. On the flip side, you can use the pass game as the running game.
Open
And
up
what
the
do I?
run. Or yeah.
You can.
True.
You can.
No,
You know, the
you can
Patriots
use
used
it
to do
as.
it all the
And
time.
what do I mean?
Yeah, the Patriots
I know what
used
you
to do
mean.
it. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the old 49ers. Just get 5
Wheel
yards
routes.
now. If you break it,
Yeah.
it's simple. No,
And
it's
maybe
now
that's
you're
what they're trying
attacking
to do
them
with
horizontally.
Rondell Robinson and Neighbors and some of these guys that are route runners.
Thank you.
And then
And what
Tyrone
do-
Tracy is a former wide receiver as well.
Exactly. So
I'm
that's
just saying,
why it
I
goes back
haven't
to.
seen the Giants win this way. This will be a new
No,
way
you're right.
for them to
You're
win
right.
if they accomplish their goal, which we all
We
want
have to
be a
wait
Super
and
Bowl.
see. Ultimately, we have to see who's at the skill position in terms of the running back. Number one, we have to see who's there, because if not, I mean, if we don't, I mean, we can speculate right now, but ultimately, It's I'm sitting here. I'm looking at the first year. One of the big schemes that he was doing was a lot of the split zone, where you're faking the run, bringing the tight end on the backside, and slipping him into the flat, dumping it off to him that way. Then you're working Wandell with the crossers. You got a lot of mesh routes going in there. So I get it. I get what you're saying. We're still trying to figure out what he's trying to do in terms of offensively. Now, in terms of the run game, yes, he's trying to. I think he's more trying to attack the outside in the run game. He wants to use outside zone and then maybe use inside zone on occasion. I don't think he really wants to do a lot of power. Power means that you're down blocking on the front side. Let's say on the tight end, everyone's blocking down. Maybe the tight end is kicking out, and you're pulling the backside guard to come around and clean up whoever's the first in the hole to give the running back that alley right then and there. Can you do it? Yes. Can you try and do it? Yes. Now, if we develop it and Singletary sets it up and cuts off of those blocks, great. But ultimately, I don't see it right now. I think we're going to attack more to the outside, use a lot of our backs to try and get outside, maybe cut back, maybe do a full zone like the old Barry Sanders where you ride, give the back the opportunity to cut back if you block it the right way.
And that's where your O line really gonna have to do its job.
Yes.
When you running that type of scheme, your blocking's got to be. I mean, it's always got to be on point, but especially with this type of scheme. But I'm gonna keep this show short tonight, fellas. Like I said, I had a long day. I've been on the road all fucking day, and quite honestly, I'm just tired of shit.
Hey, bro, I understand.
And yeah, I think the running game will be better this year. And we still got a lot of content to get into. Remember, we still got Giants Conversation Sunday, so I'll have some some good stuff over there for that stream. You know what I'm saying? So, we could save this a little bit because the Giants again. It's the Giants. It's the off season. We're going to be able to talk about this stuff, all summer till the season starts. So, just real quick on the Rangers. The Rangers did go down to the Florida Panthers. Again, I put the Rangers as my number one team. They're right there, man. They're right there. They was 2-2. They could have took game 5, but and then game 6 of course was in Florida and they won on their own ice. But shout out to the Rangers. It was a good year. One of the few New York teams that I am proud of, man. Even though they lost, man, as well as the Liberty and the Yankees too. But shout out to the Rangers, man. Get them next year, fellas, man. Get them next year, man. But enough of that, Coach. It's on you. Man. Let me cue you up here.
Baby, yes, she hit me back. Yes.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
All right, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. Another Coach's Corner. I appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you, NYG. I'm going to try and run through this quickly because I know you're tired, brother. So I'm going to start with the Bearcats. Last week, the Bearcats game was actually forfeited. So Pittsburgh decided not to come to Jersey to play, so the Bearcats got the win. So this week they're just going to play their last game in Roselle, New Jersey at Warnaco Sport. It's a 6:00 kickoff. Now they're going to be hosting the Maryland Warriors, and it's also the fraternity organization and autistic awareness. So if you guys are in the area and you want to go check out some great indoor football, fast action pace, family environment, definitely check it. Going over to the Liberty. The Liberty ended up winning tonight, so they've actually won 4 straight now after their last defeat. They've defeated the Mercury, the Mystics, the Fever, and now the Sky. They've been receiving great contributions from everyone on the team. Overall as a team, they're shooting .453 from the field, .320 from 3, .8, 38 from the free throw line. They're averaging 37.7 rebounds per game, 21 assists. But the thing that concerns me is the 12 turnovers per game. Now, they're being led by Brianna Stewart, 17.9 points per game, and Sabrina Ionescu at 17.2. Stewie also is leading the team in rebounds at 9.3, with Jonquel Jones following her at 8.7. Now, in terms of scoring, Stewie is 11th in the league, while Sabrina is 13th. So that's really making them a tough duo to defend. Tonight, I think they ended up, Stewie had 33 points, if I'm not mistaken, and Sabrina had 24. Let me double check that real quick for you guys. Box score. Stewie had 33, Sabrina had 24, Bernasia had 14. So, yeah, Sabrina and Stewie are definitely a tough duo. And in terms of rebounding, Stewie is actually sixth in the league, and tonight she had 14 rebounds, while Jonquel is ninth, and she had 12 rebounds tonight. So that three is really becoming a tough duo within the WNBA. So definitely like what I'm seeing from the Liberty. So next game is actually against the Mystic, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Yeah, it's the Mystic, and then they host. Then they go to the Connecticut Sun, because Connecticut right now is undefeated at 9-0 after their win today. So, but that's it for the WNBA. Going to move over to college football with Syracuse University. This is going to be a nice one. Orange and NFL legend Marvin Harrison Sr. is on this year's College Football Hall of Fame ballot. So it's well deserved. He's looking to become the latest Orange star to be enshrined into the College Hall of Fame. Dwight Freeney was the last one, but he earned that last year. So that's something that I'm going to definitely be monitoring going into next year. So good thing. Good luck to him. Hopefully he gets enshrined into the Hall of Fame. Now, there's no news in the men's basketball for Syracuse. For the women, Emerald Coast Classic women's basketball tournament. That'll take place November 25th and 26th at the Raider Arena on the campus of Northwest Florida State College in Niceville, Florida. So some of the other teams that are going to be there are going to be Alabama, Creighton, Clemson, University of Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama State, Missouri, and Wichita State. So definitely going to be paying attention to that. Hopefully they can go there and represent very well. St. John's, in terms of their basketball, they'll be facing Georgia at the Atlantis Paradise Island in the Bahamas on the 24th. It's part of the Complete Sports Management Program. The time and the game time and broadcast partners haven't been released. And it'll also cap a 3-game stretch in the Bahamas for the Red Storm. They'll also participate in the Bahamas Classic, bless you, on November 21st and 22nd at the Baha Mar Convention. And the 4 teams will be St. John's, Baylor, Tennessee, and Virginia. So this is really going to help them get started playing some good competition, as they prepare to get into the Big East. So definitely excited for that. Nothing in terms of St. John's women. Now we'll move on to Seton Hall. Nothing for the Seton Hall's men. But in terms of the women, their head coach announced that Mississippi State transfer Ramani Parker is transferring to the program as a graduate transfer. She has 1 year of eligibility. She brings great size, length. She will provide a great boost in the front court. I mean, she's 6'4", so she actually is the tallest player in Seton Hall history. Her career in college is 2 years at Mississippi State, 3 years at Louisville. So she's definitely been around, and she's played at a good high level competition. So looking forward to seeing her with Seton Hall. Now I'm going to bring this over to Rutgers. Rutgers football. There's been some adjustments in their schedule. Now, originally they were scheduled to kick off the season on Saturday, August the 31st, but that was moved up to Thursday, August 29th. So they're going to be the first Big Ten team to actually play. They're hosting Howard that day, and it's going to be covered on the Big Ten Network. But again, that's a great opportunity for Rutgers to be the lead for the league going into the new season. They've also had two of their games that were set to play on Friday night, hosting Washington, University of Washington on September, and then to going out to USC October 25th, my dad's birthday. So they'll be on. They've been selected for the Fox College Football Friday package, which will be covered by the Big Ten and Fox Network. In terms of players, running back Kyle Monangai and linebacker Tyrene Powell have been named to the Lindy Sports Magazine preseason All Big Ten selection. So that's a great honor for them, that they're getting the recognition. And then offensive lineman Holland Pierce, he's actually been named one of the top 10 returning offensive linemen for PFF. And you guys know PFF is a big thing with a lot of people. So that's also can help him hopefully going into the future for the NFL. So, and then finally for Rutgers, they did an excellent job this past weekend. They had a big recruiting contingent come down, 21 kids. That was the most that they've had ever come down as in a recruiting cycle, and 10 kids out of that class. That's the most in program history. And because of that, their rankings in the country are in between 10 and 11, depending on the publication, whether it's 247 Sports or Rivals. So they currently have 18 commits, and they're still working hard to get one of the top players in New Jersey, the number 2 player, and one of the top offensive linemen in the country, Jalen Matthews, offensive tackle from Toms River North. If they can secure him, it actually will push them higher, and they're in very good position with him. And then in terms of basketball, Rutgers recently got a commitment from a transfer from San Diego University. He's a 6'6", 215 guard forward. He's actually from Waconia, Minnesota. But he's coming to the Big Ten because he was also playing at Division II before he went to San Diego, and now he's coming for his final year to play in the Big Ten. Now, while he was at San Diego, he was a three-point shooter, averaged 39.5 from the three-point line, overall 42.5 from the field for 10.5 points per game. So that's something Rutgers needed to help them in terms of changing the dynamics, and also help in terms of the young guns that they brought in for this coming season. Now they're also doing very well. One of the top guards in the country. He got down to his Final Four, and Rutgers was inclusive in that. And that's guard Nigel James. He actually plays at Long Island Luther in Long Island, New York. And he's now down to Rutgers, Marquette, Georgia, and Georgia Tech. So Rutgers is really trying to lock him in and bring him in because he's a dynamic playmaker, and he's one of those type of kids that any program would definitely want to help their program grow. So that's pretty much it that I have for you guys on Coach's Corner. I'm sending it back over to you, NYG.
Appreciate that, Coach, man. Always fire as always, man. How tall is Breonna Stewart?
6'4". Stewie's 6'4". John Quell is 6'6". Benijah's 5'11".
She's the center, yeah.
Yeah. Sabrina, I think, is 5'10", and Sloot is 5'8", if I'm not mistaken. That's your starting lineup. The concern I have with the Liberty, though, is their depth in the big, because currently Naira Sabali is out with an injury. So now you're trying to have Stewie play center a little bit more than what she would. And that's why John Quell has to stop getting in foul trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
It's imperative that she does stay consistent. We have Kennedy Burke, who can help a little bit, but she's more of a stretch four. Because she's 6'2", she can play the 3 or the 4, but they've been using her a little bit at certain times in the 5 spot. So,
Good stuff, Coach, man. But like I said, we're gonna wrap it up. We right at 2 hours and 20 minutes. So usually
6'4", that's a huge bit.
that's why I was asking, man, because I was just wondering, like how tall were they? You know what I'm saying? Like to be playing center and guard, and I mean forward, center, whatever. Like, cause it's just I don't know, man. I've seen tall women, but
NYG like them
just to see-
Amazonian women.
Nah, man. you know what I mean. I was just wondering, man. Like I just had a thought, like how tall is she really? Like is she like?
We all the same when we laying down, brother.
Oh man, I gotta get off here, man. Lou about to take this conversation left. But man, I appreciate all y'all for coming through, man. Like I said, just a short show. Just had a lot going on tonight, today, all day, all week. But, shout out to Butterfly. Appreciate you coming through. Shout out to Nidmar. Appreciate you, brother. Time made. You already know what it is. Appreciate you, Ghost Dog. What it do? Appreciate you coming through.
And all the ninja watchers who did not comment but watch and are planning to bite off of this man's content. Least you can do is subscribe and stop being a ninja watcher.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah, you ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm gonna say it. You ain't gotta say it. I'm gonna say it for you. You know what I mean?
Mosley, what's good with you, brother, man? Appreciate you tapping in.
I'm a truth teller.
What else we got? Kurum, Tudo. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate all y'all, man. Big fan Breezy, of course, my bro. Appreciate you, brother. Ron C. Appreciate you, man. Everybody coming out tonight, man. Like I said, late show, quick show. Earl, appreciate you. Man Cave.
Got
Salute
the sports
to you.
going up on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
El Capitan Rafucho. Appreciate you coming through. Of course, my brothers Wells and The Miz. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Can't forget Daniel Berry. But that's all I got for tonight, man. Like I said, man, we'll be back again next Tuesday. Catch me Sunday, Giants Conversation. I have some content for you. I mean, we grasping at straws right now, the off season, but I'm very creative. I'll cook something up for Giants Convo Sunday. So y'all be
and stay tuned for trivia.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to, man. I got that trivia is fire. I'm glad I started doing that, man. I'm glad you guys like it too. But that's all I got for tonight, man. Like I said, thanks everybody, man, and until next time, man, we're gonna have to do what we do, man. But you know what it is. Peace.